What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of House Flipper. As always, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we actually finished up the entire main floor of this property, and it is looking so much better. Keep in mind, this house was almost burnt to a crisp when we initially picked it up, so it's definitely come a long way. Now, those of you that did watch the previous episode may notice there's a few things that have changed now on the main floor. Starting off in the kitchen, this whole wall right here was completely solid. There used to not be an opening right here, and on top of that, we never had this hallway going through into this other hallway. Kinda seems like something I wouldn't be into, but hear me out, ladies and gents, okay? What we've created here now on the main floor is a laundry room, as well as a more formal half bath. I just kept thinking it's so weird having a shower on the main floor when we definitely have enough space upstairs for an additional bathroom if we wanted to do that. But I think I have a better idea for us today. So this is our little laundry room over here. Pretty, plain Jane. Not really a whole lot going on in there. This is our new half bath. Similar decorations to what we used last time, although we did lose our toilet that had the plunger on the top of the tank in the back there. Kind of a bummer, but it's all good, dude. We're gonna keep on trucking here. So let's make our way upstairs now, because that is gonna be the next area that we're gonna tackle today. I also want to say very happy Thursday to all of you. Hopefully you've had a fantastic week so far and are looking forward to the weekend. Today's Friday, Junior. We're almost there. All right, I have a few ideas of some stuff that we could hopefully do up here. Oh, dude. We gotta get rid of this. We gotta get rid of that for sure. Wait. Okay, we gotta make sure we don't sell the window. We want to only sell the super old window covering. There we go. That's already looking so much better. So, in the bathroom here, this is still gonna remain as the master bathroom. But what I want to try to do is sort of bring out a wall somewhere around here. We may even have to get rid of our closet, our beloved closet. I know, but we have so much more room for activities in these other spaces too. We could probably just, make them a little bit smaller and give ourselves that closet that we had before. But what I want to try to do is bring out a wall somewhere around here, have a bathtub, so the wall would end maybe in the middle of the room here, and then I want to have a bathtub right here, right in front of this big old window door doodad thing we have there. And then just behind that, I would like to have a shower room, sort of a walk-in shower. We could do some cubbies and some other stuff in there if we wanted to. We'll still do double vanity for sure. 2 sinks in the master bathroom, probably important. So, where do we begin here? We're going to start by getting rid of the original installations there, and then just going to come through here with our handy-dandy sledgehammer, and we are going to tear out this wall just in between the closet and the bathroom. And the only reason I'm doing this is just so we have enough space to actually expand this bathroom. So we're probably not going to keep this window here. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. We'll hopefully remember to replace that with something else. This wall's definitely way too big, but I feel like this will help us get a better understanding of what exactly we need to do here. So now that we have that done, we need our bathtub installation. Dude, I completely forgot that we have like indoor hot tub systems now. This is so rad. Okay, let's see. How do we want to configure this thing? Light blue, dark blue, light gray? I think I'm just gonna go with black for right now. If we find something better, we can change it. And then metal, that's totally fine. Just sort of a stainless steel look. And let's figure out where this is gonna be able to fit. Right about there. Okay, and how big is that? You know what? I think our wall placement on this is actually perfect. Let's go ahead and get the hot tub actually installed here. Gotta do all the drains and everything. Perfect. Oh, this looks great. I'm not a huge fan of the star-shaped jets in there, but that's all right. Next, now that we know how long we actually need this wall to be, we can go ahead and smash out the 2 walls just on the outside here. Next, we're going to move into what's going to be the shower room. So first, we need a shower installation. So we've got that placed down roughly in the center of this wall here, just behind the hot tub that we have. And now we need to find a shower that doesn't have a floor or like a tray to it. Okay, I think I've actually found something that's gonna work really, really well. So much so that I went ahead and built some additional walls just so we could try to get this thing perfectly aligned. So E to assemble right here. We just need to, you know, put up these glass panes, get all the fittings fitted, of course, and there we go. So now there's sort of like an enclosure around the glass to the shower. I really like the way that looks, but now I'm going to fill this in. Or do we leave it open? Now, I need it filled in. It looks a little strange. So check this out, dude. We have a hot tub on this side, then we walk around the corner here. Boom. Big ol' shower room. This thing is perfect. I don't love how low hanging the shower head is, but I think we can just kind of look past that. So now this shower's kind of become its own separate room from the actual bathroom. So what we need to do is add that first halogen light, and then I need a light switch for in here as well. I know it's really weird to have a light switch inside of your shower, but this is the only way we're actually gonna get this to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that right there, turn that light on, and boom, we have some light now in our shower room. I definitely think I wanna do more of a modern cabinetry set in this master bath, so I'm gonna go with the Yule set, I think. No shot, the spacing on this is perfect. Oh my God, dude, this is meant to be. This is gonna be the nicest looking, like vanity. I think oh, it's not perfect. It's barely off, dude. Barely off. Okay, so what can we do to close that gap? Maybe just move this in half an inch, if that. No one's gonna notice. No one is gonna notice, dude. Let's go ahead and get these sinks installed here. As I spring a leak, you love to see it. And now that our mess has been cleaned up from both of our leaky sinks, we can now move into mirrors. I really want to do like a full mirror wall here. I'm not sure if the mirror module is actually going to be large enough to fill all the gaps here. Tell you guys the truth, I don't think this actually looks as good as I was hoping it would, but I don't think it looks bad necessarily. I just really wanted the mirror to actually fit in between both these, you know, more vertical cabinets right there. It's unfortunate, but I think we'll be okay. And now back out into the master bedroom here. Unfortunately, we are gonna have to get rid of our beloved barn door right there, just because I don't know why, but like having the entrance to the bathroom be right here doesn't really make sense now that we've made it so much larger. I just think that entering in over here makes a bit more sense, right? So we're gonna smash out these 4 lintels just up here, and then we'll just sort of replace that with the full-size walls. So now we have our 2 sinks, we have our shower, we also have our bathtub slash hot tub over here, but we don't have a toilet just yet. And I think I want to place it somewhere around here. That way, if you're taking a heckin' dump, you at least have a fantastic view of the yacht, believe it or not, off in the distance. Before we go ahead and move into the master bedroom, what I want to try to do next is find some new windows for in this space. Oh, that fits very, very well up there. It might be a little too wide. Let's see, over here we need something a little bit skinnier. That just doesn't really fit there. But I think this works. You know what? Let's go ahead and try it. Worst case, we can delete it if we don't like it, but I think that's okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna do this window actually for both of them. I just think that's gonna fit a lot better both here and on this side. So let's get rid of that. And we'll just swap them around right quick. There we go. All right, so now we have equal spacing on this wall and this wall. Over here, it's not exactly equal, but I think it's okay. And now I think we are finally ready to move into the next room, which is gonna be the master bedroom. I do plan on finishing up the tile in here, but I'll probably just do that at the very end of things because it's gonna be exactly what you see here. This tile on the floor, this tile on the wall. And now for this master bedroom, I think I'm just gonna get rid of that because I don't even know why that's in here. Honestly, doesn't really look like a bedroom light fixture. And we're gonna move straight into a bed. I definitely don't think I have a real eye for being able to pick out nice looking color schemes for rooms, but this bed for some reason is just kind of speaking to me. So we're gonna place that down right there, and that was the Havana bed. So I'm just gonna type Havana and we'll see if they have any other pieces of furniture to match. Looks like they do. Okay, so we have 2 nightstands, one on either side of the bed there. We have a pretty nice size wardrobe, which kind of makes me not really want to pursue the whole closet thing, but as you guys can probably tell, it's very dark in here. So I'm going to do 2 lamps, one on each nightstand. And then over here in the corner, I want a nice like standing lamp. The last thing I want to do in this room is, first of all, add a pretty good sized mirror just above the chest of drawers here, but also I would like to add a TV probably up on this wall. It doesn't have to be anything huge either. I think this will work just fine. We'll leave it on that screen. That's kind of our fave. And now for this mirror, I'm gonna grab the one that's just called mirror, and we'll do a black frame on that just so it doesn't blend in with everything else in this room. And there we go. As for the walls, I think I'm gonna wait to the very end to figure out what sort of color I want to do, but I want to find something that complements this sort of cream color we used for the sheets there. But on to the next room, dude. These two, complete mystery to me right now. I have no idea what I want to do in either one just yet. So I'm going to take a few minutes just to kind of brainstorm, and we'll see what we can do.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, I think I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do in both of these rooms now. So for this room, I want to turn this into like my recording area. I have to keep reminding myself that we're not flipping this house for anyone else. This is going to be our personal home, or office, I guess you could say. So this area, for sure, recording studio, right? This area, I want to also create a recording studio, but a recording studio for instruments. Think of it as like a place you could go to practice with your band. Not that your boy is in a band or anything, or am I? No, I'm not. I'm not in a band. I'm actually not musically inclined whatsoever. But I do have a whole slew of like musical instruments and other music type stuff from the Steam Workshop. So I definitely want to put that to good use. And someone did comment like eons ago and asked me to create a sort of recording studio space for instruments. So I'm going to give her a go. We'll give her a shot here. First step here is going to be deleting the original fixtures here and the original switches. I've been swapping out the switches. Wow, that's kind of a tongue twister. I've been swapping out the switches for these modern ones just because I kind of like the look of these a bit better. So we need a light switch just at the top of the staircase. Let's go ahead and we'll plop that down right over there. Should be fine. Now for these rooms, since the door opens up that way, just put one right here, and then this one, same thing, place one right there and delete the original chandelier. Perfect. Okay, let's start in the space that I haven't ever configured before, that being the sort of instrumental recording studio. So let's go through this whole list here, and I'm just going to place down anything and everything I have that has to do with making or producing music. All right, let me show you guys what we're working with here. So we have a Marshall amp, a pretty small Marshall amp, as well as a guitar foot pedal switch right there. We have two bass guitars. One is more of a wood grain. This one's kind of like a silvery thing. And then we have a similar thing going on with these two guitars, kind of like a stainless steel look and some wood grain, a Gibson Explorer, of course, and a very, very large Marshall stack amp over there in the back. The only thing that I don't have that I wish we did is like a more professional mic. The only one I have is the one that we usually use like for our desk, which it'll probably work, not a huge deal. And then, of course, a drum set. So that's all we have for like instruments. Now what we need to do is kind of configure this space into something that looks a bit more like a recording studio. We're going to start by just sort of reorganizing the instruments over here. So I have a nice little line of guitars right there. We have our amps. We could probably use another Marshall amp potentially just for like additional decoration. And then let's go ahead and scoot the drum set over slightly just to kind of make extra room for that. We'll put this stack over here in the corner, looking good. We kind of trapped ourselves though over here. There we go. I went ahead and reorganized the instruments once again because the more I looked at it, the more I hated the fact that they were all just sort of perfectly in a little line there. I think now it looks a little bit more natural. So what we need to do next is try to create a sort of vocal booth almost. And I think over here is going to be the perfect spot for it. So I'm going to bring out a wall. Let's see, probably right here. I'm not sure just yet if I want to have a door on this or what I want to do exactly, but what we need to figure out now is how we can actually support this microphone, since we don't have a microphone that has like its own stand or anything. You know what actually might work pretty well is one of these shelf modules that we use. Now we're gonna move the mic in here. I think that should be roughly like mouth height, right? It should work. But what do all vocal booths have? Soundproofing. While we don't necessarily have the ability to soundproof a room, what we do have are those acoustic foam panels. I definitely think I like this egg crate look right here, but we have to move the shelf down just slightly so it kind of, oh wow, I didn't actually think that that would happen. But this should hopefully make it so the rest of the panels that we use line up a little bit nicer. You know what? I actually really like this. I don't know why we haven't ever tried anything like this before. I mean, we've had all this stuff, like I said, in our back pocket for God knows how long, and I've just never actually put any of it to use. I don't love how we have some gaps going on with our acoustic foam panels right here, but I went ahead and left a gap at the bottom rather than the ceiling line, just because I want to make sure we can still go through and do all the wall trim and whatnot that we usually do. Another thing is this would probably have a door on it in real life. I can't actually fit one here because the panels hang over like too far past where a wall would go, if that makes a lick of sense. So we're just gonna leave it kind of open like it is, but that is the recording studio. For the most part, I think we need to add a light and then we're good to move on to the other recording studio, like the gaming recording studio. Another item that we've had for forever and just never actually put to use is this hanging desk. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the largest version of this that we have, and I'm gonna temporarily place it down right there. Next, we need maybe like an end table. This will probably work, just to figure out at what height objects like this usually are. So we're gonna place that down right there so we can start to lower this down. And it looks like right about there is gonna be the sweet spot. So we can get rid of that little end table there. This is looking great already. And I know I just recently downloaded a like big curved monitor. I just can't find it for the life of me. It's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Ultra wide gaming monitor, dude. This thing is a unit. We're going to put that down roughly in the center of this hanging desk right there. That looks great. Again, since it is a workshop item, we can't actually like turn it on or have anything display on the screen, but we can pretend that it's legit. And now some of you probably saw this thing at one point, and I gotta add it, dude. I just have to. It's like the coolest gaming chair setup ever. You got like this big thing that just comes over your head with a monitor attached to it, and it's rad. It's really cool. I wish I could afford one of these IRL. I'm sure they're just insanely expensive, but it's gotta be just super comfortable, I would think. I'm not really sure. Let's place that right there temporarily, and that's not gonna be its final resting place. Let's move it more up against the wall. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. And actually, this thing takes up just about as much space as I'm sure a racing sim setup would take up. So I think we're just going to pretend that maybe it's one of those, because after all, this is going to be our recording studio for video games and whatnot. So it kind of makes sense to have two sort of separate workstations. But now we need a chair. I'm just going to type gaming. There it is. Gaming chair Fez. Perfect. Grab that in all black, place it right in front of the desk here. We're gonna place down our very, very colorful gaming PC right about there. And now we just need our mouse, keyboard, mouse pad, all that stuff. I'll be honest, one monitor is probably plenty for a setup like this, but I gotta add just one more just for chat. Just for live stream chat right here. And the reason I say that is because this monitor is actually rotatable. So it can go vertical like that, which is much, much better for reading things like stream chat. Moving on to lighting, I'm gonna put one of these lamps roughly in the center of the ceiling. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Looks pretty solid, but there are actually some really, really cool sort of like wall LED type lights that they've added fairly recently. I want to say it was probably like contained within the cyberpunk stuff, but they are somewhere around here. They're like hexagons. There we are. So we have extra small, small, medium, and large. Let's see how big large is. Oh, that is large and in charge. All right, and then extra small is extra small. Go figure. Okay, so for us, I think we want the small ones. And do they have the Toogii colors? They have blue, they have yellow, and they have pastel pink, dude. We're good. Everything's good. So I need to figure out a good configuration for these that'll make them look nice. All right, you guys, I think I finally landed on something pretty solid. Did a quick Google search to see what sort of configurations people actually use for lights like this. And usually it's colors of 3 in groups of 3. So that's kind of what we have going on here. I do wish the blue was a little bit better of a match to the actual Toogii blue. It's more of like a teal blue, but it's fine. Totally fine. Now, some of you are going to say, Toogii, those kind of look like peepees up there on the wall. And you're exactly right. But I had no intention of making some peepees on the wall, okay? It's how it ended up looking. But I think we are finally ready to go through and do all the rest of the decorative bits, you know, floor trim, paint the walls, make sure the floors are the way we want them to look and everything like that. So I will see you guys here in just a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal for the second story on this property. I've spent the better half of about an hour just going through and adding little tiny bits of decoration to everything, and it really does make the space feel a little bit more lived in. Starting off in this hallway, just at the top of the stairs, we have our usual hallway decorations, stuff that just kind of fills the void, makes it at least, again, look lived in somewhat. Hallways are so useless, dude. I mean, the only thing they're good for is just walking through them to get into the next room. So with that being said, we're going to make our way now into the recording studio, or I guess one of them. We now have a really, really cool neon lantern sign over here, an Attack on Titan poster, a Pioneer, like, mixing station doodad, a Lucky Cat, and then I think that is it. Oh, and then this wall is now painted, but everything else in this room you guys would have seen before. Or wait. No, we didn't have this amp and additional foot pedal switch. So those two things are new as well. But that about wraps it up for that recording studio. Let's move over into the next one. This is where the magic happens, where we record all of our House Flipper gameplay, including this really, really cool, what we're going to call a racing simulator setup, because it doesn't actually exist, but we're pretending that this is what that is, if that makes sense. We also have a little cork board over here now, and that's about it. Everything else in here is pretty much as it would have been before. I actually decided to leave the red walls because the more that I spent time in here, the more I realized it actually doesn't look too bad. And to be honest, I think red kind of complements everything pretty well. If it were a bright red, I would have changed it, but since it's more of like a burgundy, it kind of works. Now, for the other area where all the magic happens, this is going to be the master bedroom. We've got our usual decorations all spread throughout this place. Candles galore. We got books on deck, another smell good thing that I don't even really know how it works. And then more candles over here. Samurai sword, of course. Nice little hanging chair over here in the corner. And now we can make our way into the final room for the upstairs here. This is going to be the master bath, dude. This is the room. Like, this is the room that I am taking the most pride in, for sure, because I really do think it came out fantastic. I had this idea in my head of doing a room that had a bathtub as well as a shower, and I think we executed it fairly well here. We got the oars, of course. Can't ever have a bathroom without any oars for whatever reason. We have a bunch of other shelves and things that we usually do. Added a chair over here, or a bench, just in this corner because we kind of needed something to fill that empty space there. Nice big mirror right there. Tons of mirrors, actually. Now in the shower, I of course added our usual benches that we've been doing, and we have some more little shower decorational bits right in there. But that about wraps it up, dude, for this house. It's been really fun. I think the last thing I need to do here is just mow the lawn, and then we'll be able to move on to our next property, which will be an actual flip for a customer. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. But that's where we're going to wind down this episode at for today. Once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.